She was hailed as a prodigy, a disruptor, a visionary who would change the world. With a single drop of blood, she promised to save millions of lives. But behind the black turtleneck and the Silicon Valley smile was a lie. A billion-dollar empire built on deception. She is none other than Elizabeth Holmes. In 2003, Elizabeth Holmes founded Theranos. Her promise was simple, yet radical. Hundreds of blood tests from a single drop of blood. Her rapid rise. By 2013, Theranos had skyrocketed. Investors poured in, Walgreens signed on, and Holmes became a billionaire icon. But the science remained hidden. Expose and collapse. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal exposed the truth. The devices didn't work. Most tests were secretly run on standard machines. By 2018, Theranos shut down. It started with planning. Elizabeth Holmes launched Theranos with a bold vision, a device that could run hundreds of tests from a single drop of blood. The idea was groundbreaking, but the planning behind it was shallow. Deadlines were set to satisfy investors, not to reflect scientific progress. Instead of slowing down to fix the technology, Holmes expanded the promises, chasing partnerships with Walgreens and Safeway, while the core product still failed. Result: planning became a performance, built on hype instead of reality, pushing the company deeper into false promises. Next came organizing. On the surface, Theranos grew like a cutting-edge startup, but inside, it was built on secrecy. Departments were isolated from one another, preventing collaboration. Engineers and lab workers couldn't compare notes, while anyone who questioned the system was silenced or forced out. Money and resources were directed toward image, sleek ads, polished pitches, celebrity board members, instead of real research. Result: organizing created confusion and fear, ensuring problems were hidden rather than solved. Then, leading. Holmes was praised as a visionary, often compared to Steve Jobs. She inspired loyalty with her charisma, her black turtlenecks, and her bold claims of revolutionizing healthcare. But her leadership was built on exaggeration and intimidation. Employees faced impossible demands, and whistleblowers faced threats and lawsuits. Investors and the media were drawn in by her presence, but rarely by the evidence. Result: leadership inspired on the outside, but poisoned the inside, replacing honesty with fear and blind loyalty. Finally, controlling. This was the last safeguard, the function meant to keep the company on track. But instead of correcting mistakes, Theranos manipulated them away. Demonstrations were staged, test results were altered, and traditional lab machines quietly did the work the Theranos devices could not. Regulators and partners were misled with carefully crafted reports that told a story of success. Result: controlling protected the company's image, not its integrity, ensuring that collapse was not just possible, but inevitable. And together, these failures revealed a larger truth. When every function of management is bent toward deception, success is temporary and downfall is guaranteed. Overall analysis: Theranos faced major ethical and social responsibility issues as the company repeatedly misled investors, partners, doctors, and patients about the accuracy of its blood testing technology. By releasing unreliable test results, they put people's health and safety at serious risk, violating the trust society places in healthcare providers. The company also created a toxic culture of secrecy and intimidation, silencing employees who raised concerns instead of addressing the problems. In terms of social responsibility, Theranos failed both the public and its investors by prioritizing image and profit over honesty, transparency, and patient care. Overall, the company did not act morally, as its actions were driven by deception and self-interest, rather than a genuine commitment to innovation or public well-being. The key takeaway is that Theranos is a cautionary tale. Ambition without honesty, leadership without integrity, and innovation without responsibility will always end in collapse. Businesses must remember that success isn't just about vision, it's about ethics, transparency, and accountability. A reminder that without honesty, no vision, no leader, and no company can survive.